Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, The Report of the Week. It is the dawning of a new era. KFC. Revolutionary. I think, no doubt, you don't even need to see this latest release to be able to say that. Peak, the absolute peak, the zenith of innovation. We've had chicken nuggets, right, for millennia at this point. And we have sauce. But so many times these sorts of things are treated as though they are two distinct entities, right? You have the nuggets, and then you have the sauce. What if, and just hear me out, what if you took the sauce, and instead of dipping the nuggets in the sauce, you actually poured the sauce over the nuggets? And then you would have yourself, as they say, some saucy nuggets. KFC, that's what they did. Something that's never been done before. They actually put the sauce on the nuggets, which is crazy. Now, sometimes I see these sorts of things and I always play it up a little bit, but that's exactly what the release is, though, and that's what they call them. KFC has released their new Saucy Nuggets, and they are just that. They are nuggets with sauce on them, and there you have it. They're making a big deal out of it, though. They said, for a limited time, you can get a 10-piece of the Saucy Nuggets for the price of $5.99. And they are available in a variety of flavors. Now, there's one flavor in particular that they're really pushing, which I will be trying out in today's review. However, if there is another flavor of these nuggets, or I suppose you could really say the sauce that's on the nuggets, that you would like to see me review, leave a comment, and I might give it a shot going forward. But here's what it is available in. You can get honey sriracha saucy nuggets. You can get Korean barbecue saucy nuggets. You could get sticky chicky sweet and sour nuggets. That's what they call it. Nashville hot, not to be confused with Nashville cold, and then Georgia Gold. Now, the one that they really seem to be promoting, though, the Korean barbecue. That's what's featured in all the ads. That's what I really see heavily promoted, so that's what I will be trying out in this review. But again, if there is another sauce you would like to see me try out, whether it's the honey sriracha, whether it's the sticky chicky, just because you want to hear me say that a bit, or whatever it is, let me know, and if there's enough comments, I might give it a shot. So, as far as the Korean barbecue sauce, they describe it as a sweet yet savory sauce, supposed to have a blend of soy sauce, garlic, sugar, and some sesame. They come in this little containment device. That might be good, and if they are, I'll say it as it is. But I have to tell you, sometimes it's hard not to judge a book by its cover. I went on this whole spiel, right, about the nuggets, and that they are the Saucy Nuggets. Now, when you hear that name, obviously you're going to think that they are heavily coated in the sauce, right? And that's exactly how they're advertised. That's how they're portrayed in the ads online. They're advertised as being extremely flavorful and drenched in the sauce. And then I open this, and wow, look at that. They are really, wow, these are coated in the sauce. Look at that. Look at how much sauce is on these right here. Yeah, they went all out with that. These are These are the sauciest nuggets I have ever seen. And look, they might be good, but like I said, it is hard for me not to judge a book by its cover at this point. It's like this is just typical of KFC at this point. Last year they were doing so good. I really thought that they were turning everything around. And now we're right back at square one again, so it seems. To call these the Saucy Nuggets. And it's like most of them don't even seem to have any sauce on them whatsoever. So that's a bit disappointing. And I will mention, I'm not just being petty here, because they are portrayed in the ads as being completely covered in the sauce. It's not as though they're advertised as having just, a little drizzle of sauce. They call them Saucy Nuggets, and that's for good reason. Yeah, look at this. There's a little bit of sauce right there, on one side of it, but nothing there. And then the side where the fork, right there, is no sauce there. Very lightly coated, if you ask me, but who knows? Maybe the sauce will still be good. We will find out. But I'm just a little disappointed. But, if it's really, really good, then so be it. Time to try it out. The Saucy Nuggets from KFC, the Korean barbecue edition, going in. So I'm even sampling another one, and again, you could see right here, it's like they're all like this, too. That's the other thing, where there's just so little sauce on them. So here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's the worst item I've ever had, because they're not. But am I a little let down when the implication is supposed to be one thing, and they're heavily promoted as having a certain characteristic, which is then seemingly either muted or in some cases almost entirely absent in reality? Yeah, I am. I am a bit bummed out by that. So, the quality of the chicken, thankfully, isn't that bad at all. Yeah, it's not these aren't the best nuggets I've ever had in my life, but are they perfectly acceptable? I would say so, yeah. There's a good amount of chicken, as you could see. I would say there's a good ratio between the actual meat versus the breading, and the chicken itself is tender, it's flavorful, and I would say of good quality. So that's, of course, always good. It's important to have a good base in order to then build upon, and that precisely is what they have here. So the chicken itself is fine, but obviously that's almost supposed to be an afterthought, because again, yeah, these are the nuggets, but they are the saucy nuggets. So then this is where we start running into problems. Number one, I would say most disappointingly, even if there's a little bit of sauce on these, and as you could obviously see with many of these nuggets, there isn't much, but even what little sauce there is, here's the best part. The breading on the nuggets themselves is more flavorful than the sauce that they're supposed to be drenched in. And that's just sad when they call these the Saucy Nuggets, and instead I could taste more or less the pepper blend that's in the breading of the nuggets far more pronounced, far more stronger, I should say, than the sauce that is supposed to be the star of the dish. That's just sad. And it's true. I bite into these Korean barbecue, savory Korean barbecue, and instead, for the most part, I taste like the black pepper blend that's on the breading of these nuggets more than I taste the sauce. and that's just disappointing. And as far as the sauce, it's much weaker than I would have expected. It's nowhere near as flavorful as I again would have figured. And a couple weeks ago, Wingstop released this Korean barbecue chicken sandwich, and that sauce was very potent. I mean, I could really, really taste it. So it's not an issue with the flavor profile that they're trying to achieve. There's something wrong with the sauce. The sauce seems watered down. It seems weak. I couldn't really tell you that it's Korean barbecue. It's like I taste, maybe it's a little savory, tiny hint of sweetness, tiny hint of spice to it, but for the most part, the sauce flavor is so muted, there's so little of it, that again, I taste the breading that's on the nuggets themselves more than I taste the sauce that is supposed to be why you're buying this. And that tells me then, this item's a failure. Doesn't matter if it tastes okay. They're saucy nuggets. These aren't just the chicken nuggets themselves, that's one thing. The nuggets are fine, but it's supposed to be the sauce. And when I could barely taste the sauce, when the nuggets are more flavorful than the sauce, when I can't really say that the sauce is all that defining, I couldn't really identify this as Korean barbecue. Again, it's like a very weak but somewhat savory barbecue sauce with a tiny hint of spice that, again, is so muted, you barely notice it. And as I mentioned, the sauce is like weak and watery. There's so little of it. That's disappointing. It's kind of... I was actually thinking about this, and I was thinking about this more or less as just a joke. Last night when I heard about these items, I noted them down. I said, okay, I'm going to go review these tomorrow, which I obviously did. And I was thinking to myself, though, it's going to be real hard for them to mess this up. I thought, it's nuggets with sauce on it. How can you get that wrong? How can you even mess that up? And I was saying that to myself as a joke. It's like, there's no way they could actually find a way to make these subpar. It's like, this is as easy as it gets. You just put the sauce on the nuggets, and there you go. And yet somehow they found a way. So this leaves me with that sort of this weird middle ground where these are perfectly edible. I will eat them. They're still enjoyable for what they are, but it does not stay true to the name of the item, to the intent, and they really missed the mark there. So while it's still edible, while it's still enjoyable, I don't feel that gives it justification, therefore, to be the way that it is. They advertise it being one way. You're going there and ordering this for a certain expectation. This isn't what you want. I don't think there's a single person out there that wants to see this. If you go there, ask yourself this. You go to KFC, you get the Saucy Nuggets. Do you want nuggets that maybe they taste okay, but they have so little sauce on it that there's more exposed area with no sauce than there is with the sauce, and you could barely taste the sauce itself? Sure, you could eat the nuggets, they're edible, but is that what you're going to go out of your way to get? Is that what you're going to go and spend your money on? Is that what you want? Yeah, I didn't think so. That's not what I want. It's disappointing. It's not what's advertised. I'm let down. They could do better, and it's such an easy fix, too. Number one, put more sauce on it. Maybe just play it safe. I don't know if they allow you to do this, but maybe if you really want to get these, extra sauce. Just mention that extra sauce, please. Because maybe that'll make up for some of the weakness in the flavor, but even then, I'm not sure. I'm disappointed. The sauce itself then needs to be fixed a bit as well, needs to be tweaked a little. Maybe some of the other lineup will be better, I don't know. But the first thing needs to be more sauce. I got what I got, I reviewed what I got, and I can't say I care very much for it. Edible, sure, but they really let me down with this one. So therefore, out of 10, I'm going to be giving the KFC Saucy Nuggets, the Korean Barbecue Edition, I'm going to have to give these a 4.8 out of 10. They're acceptable, but they really missed the mark as far as the premise goes, which is why they have the rating that I have. KFC, they're on the wrong track. That's all that I could say. Until next time, I'm your host, The Report of the Week.